My name is Nancey B. Price. I am a collage artist, writer, and storyteller. So this piece is called The Homeplace, and it was a commission by Tracy at the Acres of Ancestry Initiative. Growing up, I spent a lot of time on the farm, in tractors with my daddy. He's a black farmer, and just really growing up immersed in agriculture. So with this piece, I really wanted to meditate on the land and the people and the objects that I grew up around whenever I go down to the home place. And for me, it's collard greens, it's cotton, it's the front bell that my grandma used to ring to bring everybody inside. The family pond where we would go play in the water some and go fishing other times. And recently, I found out that my great grandmama was a quilter, and that's really what just really brought in that creativity aspect of it that I didn't know existed in my line. It felt spiritual. It felt like she came to help me finish this piece. For me, as a farmer's daughter, I've grown up knowing how precious land is, especially land ownership for Black people. And not only how precious it is, but just how easily it can be taken away. I'm not sure if I will be a farmer in the sense that he is, and the same with my brother. And so for all intents and purposes, my daddy might very well be the last, traditional Black farmer on that in the family line. And so as I'm making this art now, I feel like I'm doing it with a sense of preservation in order to carry on the story and legacy of farming in my family. Using the land to make something that can turn around and sustain you is magical to me. That might be one of the things I want people to get from my work, is that there is magic and beauty in seemingly mundane things if you just change the lens or rearrange your perspective. Get some scissors and cut it out and put it on something else. Make a collage with it. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about collage, is there's so many different pieces from so many other different things coming together to make something new. It reminds me of quilting, low-key. It reminds me of taking a whole bunch of scraps and putting stuff together to make something that warms you, that makes you feel good, that connects you to your ancestry in ways that you probably ain't even know. It reminds me of storytelling and oral histories and stories passed down through my mama's line, through my daddy's line, stories about my great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents I ain't never met. I feel like collage for me is a visual representation of that, a visual representation of storytelling, of family history, of farming, of land cultivation, of quilting. This is what it looked like. This is how I remember it. And I use my art to solidify and document those stories of Black family farm life. And so I feel like that's my way to contribute on to the legacy of, being a descendant of Black farmers.